Okay, I'm sitting out here in my blackberry patch, and I had a problem. Apparently, my drip irrigation system got stopped up somehow, somewhere. I wasn't getting anything out, and I just checked it about a month ago and drained it and everything seemed to be working pretty good. Then I noticed a lot of these leaves starting to turn brown, and we've had 2 weeks of 95 plus degrees. So for just a quick measure, I brought out a soaker hose, a couple of soaker hoses, and just laid them out and just did 2 rows at a time. But I wanted something more permanent, and the T-tape did a good job for a few years, but it's not permanent. I have a feeling it got crushed under all this mulch. I put a lot of mulch on top of the T-tape. May not have been a good idea. So I am building an irrigation system for my blackberries. If not, I'm going to lose them. I think I've done a pretty good job of designing this. These are 100-foot rows, a little bit more, maybe 104, 105 feet. Some of them just a little bit different. So what I did was just get some PVC pipe. This is 3/4. I drilled a hole in it every foot, and I am irrigating the heck out of my blackberries. I think it's going to work pretty good. So let me show you how I built it. So my rows are about 100 feet long, probably maybe 105 or something like that, that I'm using for the irrigation. This is 3/4 PVC. Bought it in 20-foot lengths, and I've already got some out there spread out. Oh, you can see that. But anyway, that I've already drilled the holes in. And what I'm using, instead of using a drill bit, I've found on many things, especially plastic and stuff like that, that drill bits are very expensive. And I've seen several people that made their own drip system out of PVC and have talked about how many bits they broke. Well, I'm using a finish nail. So I have used one finish nail and have drilled, I don't know how many holes, probably well, 5 rows of 1 every foot, so over 500 holes with that one little finish nail right there. And it is a about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 maybe, 1 3/4 finish nail. As far as the diameter of it, and that's important when you're doing this, diameter fits in my little handy dandy gauge of, without my glasses, I think it says 5/64. It won't quite go into 1/16, but it'll go into 5/64. It's sloppy in the 5/64. So somewhere between 5/64 and 1/16. Most people drill 1/16 holes in their PVC for drip irrigation, and but anyway, I've got 100-foot rows, and this works real well. One of the problems I'm having is the fact that they slope downhill. That is my berry patch there, and it's sloping this way. It's sloping downhill. So gravity wants to make a lot of the water, more of the water, come out on this bottom end. I'm feeding it from the top, and yes, I tried to feed it from the bottom and push the water up, and water did not make it all the way up. It was running out the holes too quick. So I'm having to go from the top down the bottom. Anyway, this is working real well. Now let me just show you the just how I drill them. I'm drilling them like I say, on my foot centers, a foot apart, and I'm just all I'm doing is eyeballing it. You know, there's ways you can build a jig and and run all this through, but I'm just wanting the water to squirt out. Okay, I'm not wanting it to squirt out specifically to cover fertilizer like Mittlighter or something like that. This is just real easy for me, and I had to experiment with the size of the holes and such as that, because I knew I had that drop and that I might have an issue with hole size and stuff. I probably should have gone with a different hole size on the far end, but this is working good. As you can see, and I'll show you again, it's working. So let me just show you the particulars of it. Let me show you drilling some of this pipe. Now this might be a little noisy because I'm working on my truck bed, and I've got the camera tripod on the truck bed. What I'm doing, I'm finding that printing where they printed it, but I got the barcode and such on it, and I'm just using that as a guide, and then I'm eyeballing from there. My truck, I know that is 12 inches, the third corrugation over on the tailgate. So I'm drilling slow. The bit goes through it like butter, but I'm just drilling slow, try to keep my shavings. And then I'm looking at this hole down here that you can't see because it's so dang small. I've got it straight up, the best I can tell, eyeballing it. I'm going to try to drill this and straight up, best as I can, not at an angle, because then your water, I think, is going to squirt out to the side. You want it straight up and down, like that. But anyway, 1 foot apart, drilling the holes. Doesn't take a rocket science to do that. And then I'll show you what's happening, what I do next. So then I run water through it, and this is not even glued. I didn't glue any of it. I'm not gluing anything. Anything back from here that's going to be pressurized before I put a shutoff valve in, and I'm not doing that right now because it's just too dang hot. I'm just doing a stopgap to save my blackberries. My drip system messed up. I think I told you that. Anyway, but I just this is just a screw-on. I call it a hose bib. This side is 3/4 PVC glue. That side is a hose, fits a hose, and it's got the little gasket in it, like a regular water hose would have. Screw that on there, and then I just push it right on. It's pretty loose, but it's not pulling loose. I mean, it's not the water pressure not pushing it out. So anyway, let me run you down the road here and show you how it's doing. Also, make sure you let your hose, your line flush out. You got lots of PVC shavings in there, and I'll stop it up. As you can see, it's squirting pretty good. I'll stop it up, let it out, stop it up, let it flow. Want to make sure that we're getting all those shavings out of here. Then I'll put an end on this with a cap, and the cap allows me to drain it from time to time to get the sediment and stuff like that out of my lines. So this is the top of the line. This is where I'll feed it from. I'm going downhill that way, as I told you before. I've just got this screw-on coupling I showed you. I just push it on there. Again, it's not glued. Nothing is glued. Nothing. I drug it up the hill and put it in place. Nothing glued. Now, a couple of them came apart when I did it, but most of them didn't. So, turn the water on. And we'll go down. It's going to be draining at the other end, because when as I'm putting this in, that's very likely I got some dirt in it, some stuff in it. I want all that to wash out along with the shavings and stuff. So we'll go down the other end, and then we'll cap it, and then I'll show you one other little trick. Okay, we're down here purging it again. Cap it off. Lots of squirting action. Let it run. Want to get all the dirt. If there's any wood chips or compost or white PVC shavings, whatever, I want that out of there. So I purged it pretty good, and then we'll put the cap on it. And again, just like everything else in this thing, I can do this one-handed. It is not. It's not easy to do one-handed. It's not glued. I just put it on there. Watch it start squirting. Now, one thing I like about not having it glued is I can, in 20-foot sections, if it's squirting this way too far, and I don't like that, I want it to squirt up. So I can twist it. Again, it's not glued. So you can twist it within a 20-foot section the way you want it. Show you that again. Here's where a section joins together. So I can just grab it and twist it. One pipe or the other pipe or both pipes. Because I want it to, as best as I can, I want it pointing up. One of the main reasons is the well I'm using on this is a dirty well. It's just got a lot of sediment in it. Yes, I've tried a filter. No, I haven't found one that will do the job. Doesn't mean there's not one. Haven't found one. But if I'm thinking, my train of thought is, if I turn it down, which would be more efficient to have them pointing down, I'm thinking it's going to fill up with sediment, and I'm just going to stop up my hose easier. So I'm doing it this way, and I also can just come through and visually see it all. Okay. Now what I also can do is, once I inspect it and it's all running good, if I don't think it's going to stop my hose up, then I just turn it over. I just flip it over and it's pointing straight down. I'd rather have it pointing down because again, it's more efficient. It goes right straight to the ground. There's no evaporation. There's no runoff. I'm not shooting one way or the other. It's going straight down. But I'm just afraid I'm going to stop it up with the sediment. Now I may experiment and see if that's the case. If it's not, I'd much rather go down. But one thing about it, when you come through and you got them pointing up like that, and it's not glued, and that's why I can do all this manipulation, you know it's working. You don't have to wonder if it's under a bunch of mulch, which I thought it was working until I saw a lot of dead leaves. Okay, that ain't good. But there's no doubt about it now. Okay, it's going. Now the ends of it, the front end and the backside, front side, backside, is a little bit heavier volume of water than in the middle. It kind of slows down in the middle, but shoot, I can live with that. So I like it. I hope you get a sense of how easy it is. Now, again, I did 600 feet of it. And it's 100 degrees. There's an example of some of the plants that have started coming up just since I started watering. So they really needed a drink. Another case of a lateral coming off just since I started watering. It needed a drink bad. Some more new growth that's just come up. Came off of that big mother plant there. It's got some plants that have already come up, but that has just that growth right there has started since I started watering. So eventually I'll come in here from where this pipe is. I will come off of it, dig a trench here underground that goes to each of these lines coming up here and feeding all my rows of blackberries, and that will be my my system. I'll have a shut-off valve on each row because I'm not sure of the volume. I don't think I'm gonna have enough volume to do, but maybe 2 rows at a time, volume of water. And well, you may be asking, why in the world don't I come in here and just finish it up right now? Well, because it's 100 stinking degrees, okay? And I just don't feel like doing it right now. But that'll be it, and this will be my permanent drip irrigation for the blackberries. And again, I have showed you that I've got a lot of new growth just since I started watering, and so anyway, it's doing good. That is about it. It's working good. I like the way it turned out, and I guess that's about it. Unless one of y'all wants to come out here and work on this in 100 degrees, then I'm gonna put it off till fall. I'll just come in here each and every day, or whenever I think necessary, and take the hose off, put it on this one, run it for, run it on that hose for, on that row for 2 or 3 hours, and then unhook it, run it on that row for 2 or 3 hours. So that'll work. Alright, we're gone. Trying to keep the blackberries alive. We gone.